What's good? This is your boy Tico Trend. I'm gonna talk about the funny things about females and like the things that they do and stuff like that. The various things that they do. I've noticed, and when it comes to females, it's very funny because the thing is, if men actually paid attention, they would actually catch the shit that's going on, basically. But the thing is, I think women rely on men not paying attention. And that's what gets men, because they don't pay attention, or they're not fully invested, or they don't really pay attention to what's going on, basically, until it's too late. And that's the thing I notice about a lot of men, especially in America. Like, the motherfuckers literally don't pay attention. And, like, I guess that plays into the whole entire trope, the family dad, the sitcom dad joke trope, basically, where, like, they're stupid and oblivious, basically. Because basically that's how they basically see women. That's how women basically see men, especially in America, stupid and oblivious to what's actually going on. Because the irony to it is a lot of men actually don't pay the fuck attention to the shit that's actually happening around them. Kind of like how women and kids just walk out in the street when it's like fucking green because they're too busy looking at their phone. Basically, it's the same fucking thing once you think about it for men in a relationship, because they've been beaten down so long and they've been nagged so much, they literally mentally checked out. So when you're actually supposed to catch various things, you don't catch it because you literally mentally checked out. And the sad part about that is about the time when you should actually be paying the most attention to your female. It's that fucking simple. I think they beat you down basically to get you off their scent, basically. That's the legit honest to God truth in America, basically. Women will like nag you to like she literally like damn near knows she lost your attention and you're not very rarely paying attention, basically. It's kind of like when a woman's talking to you and shit, did you listen to me? Are you listening to me? And you go, yeah. And then she asks, what did I say then? Basically, yeah, I think they actually capitalize on that or wait for that to basically happen in a relationship. That way they can actually sneak shit in, basically. And I've noticed that with a lot of men in America, basically. They literally mentally check out of a conversation because it sounds like nagging to them. But the irony to it is, when you actually mentally check out, that's when shit starts to show in her behavior, and when she starts saying things, and you actually really should start paying attention, literally, because you're actually literally missing good bits and pieces of information and red flags that you be catching, but you're pretty much in your mind, your mind pretty much just called it nagging, so you pretty much just fucking checked out. But the irony to that is, because I've noticed women will tell on themselves, and I actually noticed this with men while being next to men in public, and I listen to their wife say something to them, and they say something, and they say something else. And the sad part about it is, these men miss these things when they're saying it to them, because they drop it so subtly or so casually. It's like one of those things, just like, it literally like goes over his head, or he didn't even catch it or hear it. And I've noticed that, like, I think women in America literally like nag you on purpose to pretty much break you down, so you literally stop paying attention or listening to them. That way they can start throwing shit in there and be like, see, well, if you listen to me, this, that, and the other, basically, so they can have plausible deniability. Like, they basically told you that this, that, and the other was going to happen, but, you were too busy not listening, even though, they nagged you to that point where, like, you stopped listening to them. Basically, it gives them plausible deniability to say, well, obviously he wasn't listening, so, I told him this will happen, or, this, that, and the other. So it basically pushes the onus onto men, basically, the way they pull it off. So all that nagging is basically to break you down to the point where you literally stop fucking listening, or you literally, like, turn her off and turn her on mute because you're getting tired of hearing her voice. And then the second plan basically is where she just goes into, like, dropping subtle hints on, shit that she's thinking about doing, or, other things that she wants to do, or if she wants to leave you, or if she had a fleeting moment with cheating and stuff like that, basically. She starts dropping all those hints at that point, basically. And men miss it, like I said, because they pretty much write it off as nagging. And that's the sad part. That is literally the sad part. I mean, granted, nagging is annoying, don't get me wrong, but like, there's a lot of things that you can learn. There's a lot of things you actually can learn if you actually listen to them nag, which is actually very funny. And that's very funny coming from me, because like I don't really like nagging people, but like I do know that you learn a lot of shit when she's running through a nag session, basically. Because you also got to take into consideration too, when she's nagging, there's a whole lot of emotion that's going into that, a whole lot of her female logic going into that shit. So if you listen to it, you can actually get nuggets of truth and or, you know, hints on the shit that she's planning on doing, or what she's thinking about doing, or what she actually did, or the shit that she, you know, claims she didn't do, or, you know, you actually can hear it in the nag, basically. It's that simple. But the thing is, though, as men in America, men seem to check out when their wives start nagging and shit like that, and they don't pay attention. And the sad part about that, when she's nagging, you actually miss a whole lot of fucking information that's going on that you could possibly be processing to use to your advantage. It's that simple. Because I've noticed that with friends, and because I'm not in a relationship with them. When I hear them, I actually literally hear them. So, like, you know, he's like, oh, she's just nagging again. This, that, and the other. This, that, and the other. And they got that male nagging face, basically. Like, and the sad part is when I listen to it, I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, nigga, you might want to actually listen to that. Because that bitch is over there telling on herself. And that's legit. That heifer is literally telling on herself. In a nag. And the sad part is they nag so much and they get so emotional about it, shit starts slipping. Especially when they get angry, shit starts slipping. And men don't listen, so therefore they miss it. And it's sad.